Welcome, everyone, to the San Mateo Public Library's Tales of Horror, presented by HorrorAddicts.net. I'm Jonathan Fortin, and I'm going to be reading for you an excerpt from my novel, Lilitu, the Memoirs of a Succubus, which is available now for Kindle and paperback, with an audiobook coming soon. Lilitu is the story of Marina Blackwood, a young woman in Victorian England who must battle a devilish new monarchy when demons take over. If you'd like to find out more, you can find me online at jonathanfortin.com. That's JONATHANFORTIN. Thank you so much. Without further ado, this is Lilitu. Across from me, a figure stood before a great window, overlooking the spires of the new, darkened London. Great, bat-like wings sprouted through the holes in the back of his waistcoat. A chill came over me, as did the urge to flee. But when he turned to face me, the thought of running disappeared from my mind. For my benefactor was the most beautiful creature I'd ever seen. His skin was white as snow, and his long black hair seemed to slither and flow from a wind that was not there. His ice-blue eyes glinted with a terrible hunger, the intensity of which could have burned the clothes off my skin. "Miss Blackwood," he said, "my name is Salem Soterios." I cannot understate the impact the demon's voice had on my body. My throat became dry, my skin perspired, and my heart hammered in my chest. I feared him, but the obvious desire in his eyes excited me, and I did not know how to reconcile these two feelings. "You're a demon," I said. Salem smiled and walked towards a mural displaying other beautiful men and women, flying through the night clouds with wings like his own. One hovered over a man sleeping in his bed. "I'm an incubus," said Salem. "The women of my kind are called succubi, and we call our species as a whole Lilitu. We are demons, I won't lie about that. We don't drink blood to survive as vampires do, but we do share their sensitivity to sunlight, which brings us to the great change before us." Salem looked out the window. I joined him, staring out at the changed city, at the darkness enveloping its every corner. "It's called the Nightfall, a ritual to blot out the sun so that demons and vampires may walk the earth, unscathed by the light of day. It is to bring about a new age, an age where immortals rule." "That cannot be," I whispered, too horrified by the idea to accept it. "Surely the Queen is fighting back." "Queen Victoria is already dead," said Salem, the edges of his mouth quirking up into a smile. "Princess Isabel has murdered her mother, become a succubus, and taken the throne for herself." "No, no, no, no!" He was lying to me. He had to be. How could something so terrible be true? "What about the army? Are they not fighting back?" "They've tried, but mortals are hardly the strongest of creatures. Still, there are more of you than there are of us, and that is why our leaders have agreed that for the Nightfall to work, England needs more immortals. And so individuals of merit have been contacted." His eyes glazed over me once more, and within them I saw that same terrible hunger. As frightening as it was, something about it made my breath cease, and my palms grow damp with sudden sweat. "Miss Blackwood, allow me to be blunt. I would have you become a succubus. I would have you become Lilitu, like me." He stepped closer until we were inches apart. "If you become a succubus, you'll be safe in the new regime. Indeed, you'll thrive. You'll be able to enter dreams as I entered yours. You'll grow wings and possess eternal youth, even eternal beauty. Think of it, Marina. A new life. A new you." I didn't want to think it over. I feared that if I even considered the idea, I would be lost. But my chest tightened at his words. It must have showed on my face, for Salem smirked, as if he knew he'd already won. It was simply too perfect. An impossibly handsome, wealthy lord had saved me from certain death, and now he was offering me everything I had ever wanted. There was also, of course, the fact that I would die if I refused him. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this excerpt from Lilitu, the Memoirs of a Succubus. Happy Halloween.